was the best piece of advice ever given to you, Michael? It could be more than one, again, personal and professional.
Well, I had a great editor at the Globe, Robert Taylor, and he introduced me to racing.
Okay.
And I never thought racehorses were athletes. Now I know they're superior to their human counterparts, but then I didn't. And Bob Taylor was a brilliant editor. I mean, it was like watching somebody do the Rubik's Cube.
Mm-hmm.
And he always, he told me when I first started handing in copy, which at the time, of course, I was young and thought it was brilliant, and it wasn't. It was dull, and it was, you know, it wasn't very glossy. And he would just take it in his hand, and he'd move a word around here, and he'd move a paragraph, and all of a sudden, in like 90 seconds, it would really look very good. And I said, I got to hang around with this guy. And his advice was, I don't want you ever to use 3 words when one will do. And I thought, I haven't really followed that advice that well, but
I was going to say, that's probably not very easy for you to do.
No, it's not.
I love it. It was a good time, I think, to ask this question. What's the hardest or maybe the most emotional aspect of, you know, the good part is, you know, the good emotion and the bad emotion. I was going to get your insights on that as being the founder of this very unique farm and the aftercare that you've created for these amazing athletes.
Well, as I kind of alluded to in the beginning, I'm in love with these horses. And when they die, it's very difficult.
I can imagine.
You'd think after it happened over and over and over again that you would kind of get used to it, but it doesn't. And each one of these horses is individuals. I mean, one of the things that I learned by hanging around with them all the time is how smart they are and how they are as individuals. You know, you think you go to the track, and I still go, and I still bet on the horses and all of that. You think of them as numbers, and you know, they go around, and that's that. But when you start to know them as personalities, and then they die, it's very difficult. And sometimes, you know, I have to make a choice on whether to euthanize them or not, and that's a very difficult choice. Although I must say that in many cases, the horses tell you. It's very clear. It's as clear as if they could speak English. So that makes it
they have a look? Or what do you mean?
Yeah, they have a look, and they just give up. They just go, I'm not interested in you. I'm not interested in your carrots. I don't want to see any more visitors. You know, there's nothing around here that interests me, and I'm just ready to.
And so, for the average person that doesn't know a lot about horses, in human years, how long does the average horse or thoroughbred live?
Well, Chris McCarran told me that if you want to figure out the human equivalent of horse's age, a thoroughbred's age, you multiply his actual age by 3 and add 8.
Okay.
Now, our oldest horse on the farm now is 31 years old. His name is Gulch, and he's the oldest surviving Breeders' Cup winner. And he looks great. He really looks like he's about 14. Wow. You know, we've got some 14-year-olds that look like they're 31, but he looks absolutely great. But he'd be over 100 years old, and that's a long time in anybody's book.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.